Hopefully it's going to work out for us. Give me 1 second, let everybody get on. Let's see. I hope this is working. Let's try this here. We're back on. Can y'all see me? Can you see me now? Is it moving? Can you hear me now? Yay, okay. You blame the leprechaun? Well, we did pull goblins. Oh, goodness. Let me try TikTok as well. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Nope, it just crashed. Okay, so we're just YouTubing it today. Okay, so let me go over right quick, just in case it didn't record the last bit. So we pulled the garden and the gate, right? Y'all saw that one, right? Where it's talking about you're focusing more on your spirituality than your physical life, right? And that's what I was saying with all the swords energy. It's asking you to focus on where your thoughts are, where your manifestations are lying. And we have the blessing of fairy magic. And it's you getting to witness some manifestations coming to fruition. Maybe you're wanting to revise them because Mercury is retrograde, right? Mercury, whenever it goes retrograde, we're looking back, we're revisiting, we're revising, we're redoing, okay? So when the garden and the gate is showing up, it's asking you in reverse, it's asking you to look at the spiritual aspects of your life. And then when you do that, you'll start to see the physical aspects coming to fruition. You know, you'll start to see that movement, just like the Wheel of Fortune in tarot. Okay, the wheel is focused on your internal self and letting you know that once this is in alignment, you start to see the external fixed energy start to move. Okay. Apparently manifesting is what we needed to hear. Yeah, clearly, over and over again. Okay, so then we got goblins, and I was laughing at this because, you know, of the tech issues and freaking Mercury retrograde goblins, right? But the goblins, it's number 5, okay? Those are those intrusive thoughts. Those are those intrusive people, you know? And they make you second guess yourself. They make you change your mind as far as like, well, I was going to do this, but, you know, I just don't think it's going to work out. And, you know, or like they're going to do something to me. I just know it. And like relationship stuff and all that. Or somebody on the outside, like crapping all over your ideas and your goals and your plans. So we have to look and find where those goblins are and tell them, number 1, to be quiet. Number 2, they are not welcome. And number 3, if it's the people outside, you know, like putting in their 2 cents, you could tell them, you know what, I appreciate that you care, but this is not helping. And then you set that boundary. Then we pulled up silence. And I thought silence was perfect for the 4 of Swords, right? So it could feel like everything is quiet. You're not feeling a whole lot. You're not sensing a whole lot. You don't see what's going on. But think about how the swan moves and glides on top of the water. You don't see anything but this beautiful movement, but underneath their feet are going, you know? So it's telling you that even though you're not seeing anything on the surface, energy is always moving. It's always gliding along. If you can ride the wave, then you understand how the universe moves. It's always moving. Somebody's bored and hates their life, so they want to come on here and start talking crap. But like, hun, your comments don't affect me. Like, you're speaking into the void. You're waiting on me on TikTok. So here's the thing. TikTok was crashing. So we had to just do YouTube. Isn't that crazy how Mercury's retrograde and we have all these creepers coming in here and just like spewing their negativity like it's actually going to do something. People are interesting. Oh, man. So, yeah. But anywho, what I was talking about is, yeah, the swan, like you said, you see it moving. It's always moving, but underneath it's always kicking and going. So the universe is always working. Energy doesn't stop. Energy is always in motion, right? So just because you can't see something on the surface happening, like outward, there's always something going on underneath. So it's asking you, what is going on underneath? What is propelling you in this direction? Does that make sense? Not to mention the age of my kiddos. I didn't even read what they said, so I don't even know what they were referring to. All right, let's see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know this week? Oh, I like this. What can I do to make a difference? What keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it, such that every ounce of you screams no more? Where can you create purpose out of your pain? Today's soul action. Make a difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it makes a difference. So that's like, you know, how we talk about the butterfly effect. You know, one flap of butterfly's wings can cause, a weather change. It's also the domino effect, you know, things like that. So whenever we impose kindness on people, they will turn around and pay it forward, right? Because it makes them feel good, it makes us feel good, and then it just creates this domino effect, this ripple effect, this butterfly effect, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing, right? So it's telling you to do something kind, but also when somebody does something kind to you, allow yourself to receive it. Okay? Don't reject it. Don't make an excuse for it. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have a hard time receiving kindness, whether it be a compliment or a favor, right? So whenever you allow someone to be kind to you and you receive it, then you're starting to shift your own self, right? And then whenever you're kind to somebody else, it means even more. Okay? So yeah. You know what's interesting is these people that come on and preach about reading the Bible. Hear this, my love. You have more faith in your devil than you do in your God. So you can go educate yourself and then you'll see the truth, okay? Your comments don't affect me in what I do. I don't live in fear. If you want to live in fear, that is up to you, okay? But when you come on about preaching, you know, reading the Bible, which is a book that man has written over and over and over again to suit their own needs and their own God, right? They always have more faith in their devil than they do their God. So I hope life gets better for you. Dude, Mercury retrograde is at an all-time high. We're fixing to move to like sub-only chat because YouTube is on something today. God. We're sitting here talking about spreading kindness and, you know, causing a positive ripple effect. And all these like unhappy trolls are just like bleh, all over the place. Clearly, they're not listening to the message. Yeah, they are. It's Mercury retrograde, you guys. People, when it's retrograde, the toxicity comes out. Because think about it. Mercury rules communication. You know, communication when it's retrograde is just awful. And it's just all over. So, yeah, it's silly to me. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings. They are trying to deliver their own move onto people, yeah. All right, let's see what else we need to know. This is the Spirit of the Animal Oracle. Let's see. Oh, look at that. We got the Ladybug, good luck, right? Perfect for St. Patrick's Day today. It says, you are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. See, whenever you spread positivity, whenever you spread kindness, whenever you share love, you bring about what's considered good luck, which is actually good karma, right? Luck really isn't a thing. Luck is karma. It is energetic alignment, okay? And I think this is so perfect for this week. With it being St. Patrick's Day, we're focusing on luck of the Irish and all that positive stuff. So that's really good. It's just telling you, you're a bright light. You are a divine being. And whenever you spread that positivity, whenever you're kind and loving, you will see that reflected back to you. However, also, if you're doing it in a way that you're only trying to feed your own ego, or you're trying to, make people like you, and you're like essentially becoming a doormat and you lack boundaries, then you will experience the negative side of that, okay? Everything has to be in balance. We don't want to be the one that's always doing, the one that's always giving. Remember how I said you have to allow yourself to receive as well. It is good to give, right? That is not a bad thing at all. But if you're not receiving, then you don't have anything really to give. You're depleting your resources, essentially. That's what your mom used to call you? Aw. Ladybugs are always in my house. I take them out and say, there's no food for you in here. I love it. Okay, let's get some more. Let's see. Let's see, what else do we need to know this week? Is somebody having like shoulder or arm pain? This would be somebody watching. It could be watching on the replay. I don't know. Something about shoulder or arm pain. It's kind of bringing things to a halt. Or maybe it's telling you to be careful about, what you're doing today. Don't overexert yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Because if you do have a history with shoulder issues, something with the arm, really need to rest it and move intentionally, okay? Don't overdo it, okay? I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so we have right track. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to read both sides. It says, right track, you are going in the right direction, so just keep moving forward. Remember how I said, we don't always see what's going on underneath the surface. That's why you need to understand what's going on within, because that's underneath your surface, right? And your actions, your outward self, is going to reflect what's going on within. And then you're going to see outwardly in your environment what's going on beneath the surface, right? So it's like you are reflecting all of this because your inner self is reflecting your outer self, and then it's having that ripple effect into the universe. So whenever people ask me, like, how do I know where I am in life? How do I know if I'm on the right track? Blah, blah, blah. Look around. Look around. If it's nothing but negativity, then we've got to shift something going on in here. Okay. If it's positive and uplifting and you're in a healthy space, then obviously, yeah, you're on the right track. Okay. You don't have to have people like me to tell you whether you're on the right or wrong track. It's just look around. Okay. Whoops. This says steady progress. Patience is your ally. I've had to learn that the hard way. Celebrate each step forward, no matter the size. Okay. TikTok just invited you to watch the live. Oh, interesting. So much neck, shoulder pain, been sleeping on the couch for over a week. Oh, yeah. Okay, so take it easy today. Do what's necessary to help relieve that pain because it could get worse. The reason why I asked that is because it's very interesting. This is what I teach y'all in tarot class, right? There will be different things that show up or that like stand out for you in the cards. the light coming through my blinds here were illuminating this arm. It was just enough light to illuminate this arm, okay? So it's like just it's illuminating that, telling me, because there was a message there that needs to be conveyed of like, take it easy, you know, rest and take care of yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be down for the count on Wednesday. Okay. All right, let's see what else we need to know. Let's do this one. Yeah, usually if you're asking, you may need to shift. Yep. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know this week? Look at that. We have scales. Okay, so this is everything in balance. We were just talking about that, making sure that the mind, the heart, all of that are in balance. So there is desire for balance, weighing your options, considering pros and cons, and a need for stability. Okay, that's why I'm saying we've got to look at what's going on internally with our emotions, our thoughts, everything, and see how we're reacting out in life. We have all these swords showing up. Again, Mercury, when it's retrograde, wants us to revisit, revise, redo, rethink things, okay? How are we communicating to ourselves? How are we communicating to other people? What are we putting out there? What are we projecting out there that could be causing issues in our life? Does that make sense? So everything in balance, everything in moderation. We were talking about the ladybug, the good luck, about spreading kindness and everything. And it's telling us, yes, we should spread kindness. We should give love, but we should also be able to receive that. Because if you don't know how to receive that, then there's a big problem, okay? How do I know all this? First of all, I've lived it. Second of all, I've been studying all of this for, 12 years now. Yeah, it's just something that, I study tarot, numerology, metaphysics, psychology. So you have to have a well-balanced outlook on life. It's not all woo-woo and it's not all like the logical side. You have to have a nice mix of everything. So this is why I also study psychology, because we are humans, and we do move in certain ways. And a lot of it has to do with the mind. So yeah. But I want the dark chocolate today. Hey, dark chocolate's not bad for you. It's not bad for you. Just obviously in moderation. Okay, let's see what else we need to know. You can look up where tarot cards are from. There's no one real answer, okay? Because tarot has been found in many different areas of the world. So nobody knows where it originated. The first true, full deck that was found was the Visconti deck. So yeah, but there's remnants of tarot all over the place. Yes, dark chocolate is good. So, all right, let's see what else we need to know. Your commitment is being tested, okay? What are you committing to? Are you committing to everything but your own self, your own health, your own mental awareness, your own, what is it that you are committing to? If it's not aligning, if you feel like it's just toxic, then we have to rethink those things. With, again, Mercury retrograde, we're rethinking things. Okay? So whatever you have said yes to, if it's being tested, then I hate the word test because I was never a good test taker. I hated it. I love learning things, and sharing all that information. But as far as testing, ever since I was a kid, like I've always hated that word. So it's like your commitment is being tested. Why is it being tested? Because is it testing you to find out if you really are committed? Is it testing you to find out if this is aligning with who you are today? You have to ask yourself, where am I being tested? Where do I feel like I'm being tested in my life? And is it because I'm meant to move in a different direction, or I'm meant to like dig my toes in or dig my heels in more? Okay? It's going to be different for everybody. This is not a personal reading, so you feel your decisions are definitely being tested? Yeah, it is difficult, Marlo, when you're going through a separation, when you're breaking up a relationship. It does, because your head and your heart are all over the place, and it makes you question things. But you have to ask yourself, have things gotten better? If they haven't, if your other partner is not willing to work on the relationship and it's just not working, then we got to make the tough decision, right? And we can't make decisions off of potential, right? So that's what our brain and our heart tries to do, is like make us look at things as their potential, but we actually have to look at things as they are. And if your partner is not in it and you're not in it, and we just have to call it for what it is and then be able to move forward in the most healthy way. Not when you do bodybuilding and have to count calories lately. Ugh. Dark chocolate off the table today. Oh, I hear you, Elizabeth. See, I can't do bodybuilding. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know? Ooh. Okay, so this just kind of popped out. It says message of concern. Okay, so you might receive something today, or you might send out a message of concern. And, here's the thing. If somebody comes to you with their problems, I want you to reevaluate that situation, okay? Number one, are you able to really help them, okay? And how are you helping them? Are you doing it through your own egoic lens, or are you looking what's going to be best for their highest good? It's not easy to do that, okay? So if somebody comes to you with a problem, step back and evaluate how you're choosing to respond to that, and say, am I giving them advice based on my highest good or theirs? And that'll change everything, okay? Because whenever we care about somebody, we have our own idea of what we think is going to be best. And people will do this to you too, okay? We mean well, other people mean well, but when we are giving them advice based on what we want them to do, what decisions we would make, then we're not doing it for their highest good. Like, oh, don't do that because this and that, because it might affect you, right? But in actuality, it might be best for them to do this and this and that. So for example, my oldest son wanted to get a different job, and the other workers were like, you better not leave, don't leave me here, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, I said, it's nice that they value you and everything. However, you cannot live your life in accordance to their comfort zone. You need to go find another job that is better suited for you, because this job was like stressing him out like crazy, right? We talked about this. So he went and found another job, and guess what? They're fine. I'm like, you guys text each other, you call each other all the time. You could go hang out with each other outside of work. And like, don't stay in a situation that is unhealthy for you just because somebody else wants you to stay in their discomfort, right? So you got to do what is right for you. You got to let people do what is right for them, okay? So it could be, again, you receive a message of concern, or you're sending out a message of concern, and we got to look at both sides. Does that make sense? Yes, crabs in a bucket. Mm-hmm. It makes so much sense. Good. Yeah, great advice, Elizabeth. Let's do one more. Oh, let's do the money deck. Let's see what our money message is for the week. What do we need to know this week as far as our finances? There's those scales again. It says legal, okay? So here, there's 3 ways to resonate with this card. See if it resonates with you. You might have to take care of some legal matters related to financial issues. If you don't, then it will get worse. I mean, I used to, whenever I was broken, you know, I would avoid things like the plague. And of course, it gets worse, you know, and then you have to handle a situation and you're out more money or whatever. So always handle your financial obligations, okay? Number 2, you could receive money from some legal or for some kind of legal matter. So if you've been waiting on a payout or something like that, you could be receiving money. Number 3, this is a good time to handle any legal matters involving money. Well, same thing, okay, as the first one. So everything here we have the scales of justice, right? If you are avoiding paying for things, then that just tells the universe that you like living in lack, that you want more of that. Because remember the ripple effect. You're putting out that lack mentality. That's why anytime you have to pay a bill, anytime you have to pay like your mortgage, your car payment, insurance, whatever it may be, even though it's high as hell right now, you still pay it in gratitude because you're like, thank God I have the money to pay for this right now. Thank the universe that I have been blessed with the financial ability to pay this right now. So I have a home for me and my kids. I have a car to get us around. I have gas in my tank, food in my refrigerator and my pantry, running water, air conditioner, heat, whatever it is. Give gratitude as you pay those bills, okay? I had an issue recently with the toll company. Tollways are the biggest scam I've ever seen in my entire life, right? But I have a deal where it's supposed to just like automatically renew whenever my balance gets low. It automatically deducts money out of my bank account to do this and that. Well, they're notorious for screwing this up, right? So it screwed up months ago. I had no idea. I'm thinking that money's just coming out, right? Because you can't get on their app. You can't get on their website. It's all glitchy. So I have to handle this situation now. And I'm happy to pay when I'm supposed to pay because there's no getting around that, right? I still think it's a scam, but I'm still happy to pay the tolls that I have to pay, but I'm not willing to pay all the fees that they have tacked on because their system sucks. So there's one way you can do what is right, and then you can also stand up for, you know, the unnecessary stuff that they try to tack on. Same thing if you're buying a vehicle. You're happy to pay for the vehicle, but you're not going to pay all the fees and everything that they try to slide in there. See, that's how you are staying balanced in your financial aspect. Is you're happy to pay for whatever it is that you want, but you're not willing to be like a sucker and get taken advantage of. So yeah. Oh yeah, the tolls and the companies, they're not even owned by anybody in the US. Yeah, it's a scam. So yeah. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Okay, let's see. Let's do the Rebel deck. And we'll call it a day. You're dealing with child support also? Yeah. So you might get a payout this week, or you might get some good news about that because you're having to deal with that situation. And we're doing, you know, like as far as child support for me, like my ex-husband has tried to scam the whole system, right? And I could easily take him back to court to raise the child support, but I see that he's getting his karma in life, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it be because I'm doing well and he's getting his karma. And so I'm like, you know what? Apparently you need that more than I do. So all right. This is the Rebel deck. It will call you out. So Oh, it says detox. Drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. Okay. Detox. Drink a smoothie. Do something healthy for yourself. Unfriend that asshole. Get rid of the goblins and throw some shit out. Get rid of all that old negative energy. You know how I've always told you that if you have stuff around your home that is from a past relationship or like anything that like incites a negative memory, you need to get rid of it because you keep reliving that. It's holding on to that energy. So get rid of it. Give it to somebody else. Try to cleanse it if you can, do some sage or Palo Santo or something like that. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. Close enough. No more trolls. No shit. They were crazy today. I think what happens is whenever I go live on YouTube, I think it shoots my live out to different people because it's always in the beginning whenever we get the trolls coming in, and then it kind of levels out and they go away. So I think that's what happens when the trolls show up. But yeah, so I hope this helps you. I'm sorry for the tech issues. We blame Mercury retrograde, but it is what it is. We made it work, and you can watch both replays. Hopefully it recorded the first one. It should have. I'm going to go back and check. But I went over everything else that y'all missed. So yeah. Anywho, I have the boat from my ex, and we're trying to work on selling it. Good. You're going to sage the house today. Good. That's always a great plan. It's all right. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. I will meet you right back here Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to look at the weekend, and we're going to see what's coming up for us. We'll talk, we'll laugh, we'll do all the things. Okay? So love you all. Mwah. I'll see you then.